Welcome back. It is day 292 of a road to 2200. We are at 2081, and we found somebody who is 2100 and does not want to play. Okie dokes. We get the white pieces. Let's see if this person will play with us. And they do. So we got a French defense. On our hands, we've been playing the Tirage for I don't know how long. Maybe we'll switch it up at some moment, but I'm just going to blitz out the theory here, right here, and whenever they push c5, we develop our knight. And now when they go here, I believe the move is to take. Or I could pin. I think pinning is actually the way. I think we go ahead and pin the knight, because now if they take, I can just capture. And if they unpin, they are threatening the pawn. So that's the thing. So there's some pawn tension here. I could take, and then I could take. That seems pretty good to me. It gives them development, but they have an isolated pawn. And then I'll just get my king castled. And I mean, I could play a rook here, but then they're just going to castle. So let's actually attack the bishop first, with the idea of potentially blockading the isolated pawn, because that is typically what we're taught to do. So they play bishop back, lining up here. So there could be potential Greek gifts or something. Maybe what they're looking for. I could play bishop here, inducing this move. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that, though. Also just capture. I mean, just get rid of the knight. They're going to take with the pawn, and then they don't have an isolated pawn, so that was probably a little bit silly. But, okay, let's just develop our pieces. Get our bishop out. Try to play, like, bishop to c5. They'd have to take. Well, they don't have to, but it's probably their move. Regardless, it was probably a bad idea to actually take there. We probably shouldn't have done that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay, they're pinning us here, which is kind of annoying, but let's just go with their plan. And then we're going to try and play like queen to d3 and get out of this pin, because the pin can be pretty annoying. They moved the knight, so their knight's out of the attack. I guess I could go here with an attack. No, but then the knight's... Yeah, we gotta go here. We gotta get out of the pin, and then potentially put pressure on the c6 square, I would say. This also just directly walks into knight e4 or knight f4, so maybe that was bad. Then if I go here, they play rook here. I can just take, rook takes. That would actually be bad for them. So knight here I can just take. Or I can just play queen e3. Okay, but they move their queen. Okay, I'm tempted to just come back now then. Let's just play a simple move. Let's attack their queen. They're trying to damage my pawn structure is what it seems like. I'm going to keep tempoing their queen. I go here, I'll just take. And then move the knight. I'll just repeat. I don't need to think about that. If they want to draw, I will take a draw, to be honest with you. I had nothing better to play there. They were the ones putting pressure. I think I played that actually wrong, so... Okay, we both played with like 90. I played 96, they played with a 95, but... We gave them the advantage back, like takes, and then here I should just castle. But castling seems like it just gives them a pawn. But I guess this is their pawns. Bishop here. Queen out. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Regardless, we got this position, which is still good for us. Taking's okay, but... It wanted c4. Yeah, I just didn't think that I had much better to do here. And the computer agrees, so... A quick draw. Let's just get into the next one. Pretty boring game. Yay. This person looks good. D4, D5, and we have a Queen's Gambit declined. So we're going to play the Jawinski with A6. Best move is to take. I did check the profile because they joined recently, but it looks like they were on quite a losing streak, and then they won their last game. So, but it looks like they have a pretty decent peak there. And they're 2150 blitz. 2300 is their peak. It's pretty wild. Okay, so they go here, but that's actually not the way to play. Now, if they play e4, I'll be pretty happy. e3 is the better move. And if they go here, we just develop our knight, and then we're going to protect using knight a5. This is all prep. Yeah, now we just go knight a5. We protect here. Had they did this first, we would have played b5. And now it looks like they can win the pawn with 95, but it's actually not the best way to play it. Or maybe it is. I forget exactly the line here. Like, they can win the pawn back, but we do stuff like this. Okay, so they play g3. Very interesting. So I know at some moment we want to play c5. I don't know if this is the moment. c5, I mean, they can't move the knight then. But I also know that I want to play bishop to b4 at some moment, and probably b6, bishop b7. Let's start with developing the bishop. Let's pin the knight, and then I'll probably play for c5. Pawn takes, we can play. Oh, interesting. So obviously f6 is very, very weakening. I don't want to come back. I definitely don't want to come back. f6. I could also go here, but then we have to be contested with e5. h6, bishop takes. I mean, we could play for that position. Although, knight f6, e5, h6, bishop back. I go here. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. We're getting pinned. Back takes. I'm going to go for this. I actually think, I remember analyzing this at some moment. e5, h6. And we should be fine. Takes. Pawn takes, we just take. Our king's kind of going to be a little bit vulnerable, but... And 100% if they go back, they will sacrifice the knight for the two pawns. Bishop back, they can take, and they get some pawns for that knight. But... Yes, they go back. Now we're going to play g5. Have to sacrifice. And then we go back with the bishop. Takes. And we're just trading. I don't know where I analyzed this, but I analyzed it somewhere, I swear. Okay, yeah, they just put their bishop on a good square. I might want to play like this and just try to contest this bishop. This pawn is held by the knight. Very luckily for me. And then I'll just long castle. And just say, okay, we're in a decent position. Or do we, is the question. Where does my queen want to go? Maybe here to maybe give a check. Yeah, let's step back with the queen. And my idea is to play knight b3 and then queen b4 check. Well, maybe not the greatest. I don't know. That could potentially win some material. Depending on if they castle or not. Castling does seem a little bit scary because I have the open H and G file. Like, do you really want to put your king there? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, knight comes in, so there's an attack on this square. That is a pretty good move, I would say. I can castle. I'm going to castle. If you take the bishop, go ahead. The knight's protecting this square, so I'm not really too worried about that. I could have maybe played knight here too. No, then I lost the pawn. Oh, but that's a fork. Unless you trade. So I go here. Knight takes, pawn takes. Do I want that though? I could also play bishop here. No, knight's under attack. Okay, so we're going knight here. You have to take. You can throw in a check, but then I play king here. And you're probably going to get brutalized. I mean, queen's under attack, so you have to respond. Yeah, but I think this is losing. Queen here. Ah, queen here. Knight takes, bishop here. King moves, check. No, there's no checkmate because the knight's protecting. So queen here. Knight takes whatever discovered attack. I just play king over and there's no checkmate at the moment. If you take, I mean, yeah, you want a pawn here, but I don't know. Obviously, Mr. 2100 sees something that I might not. Who knows? I think they're going to play queen here. And I'm going to take. You can't really play this. Yeah, you just have to take. And then I go here. Take just here. Should be okay. Maybe I should have took the bishop. Then the knight would have came in. Queen here. Probably just king up. I have to somehow take advantage. I can't allow them to give me this check. Well, no, the check's not possible, so I actually have time right now. Maybe we try to break it open. And if you push, you're closing in your pieces. I can try and trade off that bishop. Okay, let's go e5. No check due to the queen protecting. Which is very important, by the way. Because that would just be checkmate. Or I'd have to sack material to run or something. It wouldn't be good. They might just castle. If they take, I get to take with check. Should be very nice. They might have moves like rook a3. It's not very pleasant. Okay, that's a move, I guess, but let's throw this check in. Okay, I mean, I should probably just trade because I'm being attacked and it's not very pleasant, so just do that. And then I'm going to bring both rooks to the center of the board, and we're just going to play down a pawn if they take. I do have this very, very strong pawn, which I can protect. And then maybe king up and rook b8. It might be in their interest to just castle, but then I take and I have two connected pawns and you're just losing. You have to take this. You absolutely 100% have to take this. And I'm not even convinced that you can really protect it all that well. Because I'm just going to move my bishop. Okay, takes, check. And they're getting low on time, so let's not forget about that. Check, they go here. Oh, they go forward. Whoa. Okay, but now look at this. Spin, you go here. I just protect. And I got a very, very strong pawn. And then I can potentially infiltrate. Yeah, but I just cement this all in there. Oh yeah, give it to me. That looks very, very sexy. We're down a pawn, but I'm not so sure. And then maybe like, I don't know if I want to move my king or not yet. Yeah, they're trying to trade. They want the infiltration to be stopped. Question is, can I play here? Attack. I don't want them to infiltrate, but if they do, so be it. Yeah, and now I'm gonna play f5. Of course they have this move. But I think they want to double. There's no possible check. They're attacking my pawn though. So I do kind of need to stop that from happening. So we're gonna do that. I don't want them to win the pawn. Now I'm gonna push. Takes. I'll just play king up. Oh, they're going for a check. Oh no, that's not mate because I have this square. It's very, very close to mate though. I actually almost blundered that. Can they go here? Am I just getting mated? I'm just getting mated. I have to play this hoping that they pre-move. They don't pre-move. Sad life. Yeah, GG. Dang! That sucks. I mean, I saw the mating idea, I just kind of completely overlooked it at the end. We're just completely winning if we move the bishop up. Okay, let's run through this. Takes, knight out. I mean, we're playing the way that we should. And I remember seeing this. But instead of protecting, we're supposed to play queen to d5. Take the rook. And then knight in. I don't think that would have happened, but very interesting. Where did I go so wrong? It was this one move. And then they could have brought their queen in before, but the draw. I thought that we were doing very well here. But no. I could have pushed the pawn. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but we're still completely lost. Yeah. Good game. Good game. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.